You need to consistently, every day, persistently, without quit, enjoy that pursuit. Why consistency? I think consistency is the most important thing because consistency elevates your awareness. What's the lesson? Don't limit your point of entry. Consistently, persistently pursue your potential and enjoy it. That's all I did.
You want success? Fall in love with the grind, the runs in the rain, the extra rep when your muscles scream, the study sessions when your brain begs to quit. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's choosing pain now for pride later. Discipline is self-love in action. It's refusing to betray the promises you made to yourself. It's looking in the mirror and knowing you didn't cheat.
And so there has to be this point in your life where what you want is so much greater than where you are. You're in such discomfort. In other words, the gap between what you're dreaming of, what you're destined to do, what you're capable of, you're aware of it compared to where you are. That tension between the two has a pull power to it, right? I really believe that at the end of your life, you're gonna get introduced to the person you could have been, you were destined to be, that he made you to be. And so I'm chasing that dude. Every day I'm chasing that dude. That's the pull power for me.
Be selfish, be obsessed, be relentless. You owe it to your future self to go all in. This isn't about being inspirational. This is about being unbeatable. Now, go dark and don't come back until you've become someone they cannot recognize.
I took the comfortable road. The comfortable road will never lead you to the person you were destined to be, ever in your life. And so if you don't become obsessed with chasing that person, you end up never meeting them.
Success isn't about luck or talent. It's about focus, discipline, and urgency. 3 truths will change your life. First, get frustrated enough to say, no more. Second, be brave enough to demand more of yourself and everyone around you. Third, be disciplined enough to work for it every single day. Don't let your willpower lose faith in you. Every time you say you'll do something and don't follow through, you weaken your spirit. Stop negotiating with yourself. You made a deal, signed a contract with your soul, so stick to it. The world doesn't understand your grind because they've never done it. They'll call you weird, antisocial, obsessed, good. That's the sign you're on the right path. Let their doubts fuel you. Every hater, every distraction, every setback, use it to push harder. In 2 weeks, you'll feel stronger. In a month, you'll see changes. In 3 months, your friends will notice. In 6 months, everyone will ask, how'd you do it? Keep going, because the price of procrastinating is a dream life you'll never live.
Put an unfair pressure on people to have a vision, right? And I think that's true. We're not all Steve Jobs, and we don't all have big, world-changing visions, to your point. I do believe, however, you can find a vision, right? In other words, it doesn't have to be yours. It can be someone else's. We found Martin Luther King. We found Mahatma Gandhi. We found Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, the visionaries. And people go, I love his vision.
So this guy just passed me. He said, Goggins, just be average today. Some of you just don't understand. Some of you have been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work.
You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you.
I don't apologize. In the end, I don't care whether you love me or you hate me, just as long as I win.
Quitting. You'll regret it for the rest of your life.
It just got too hard.
Right? You don't have to have a vision, but I do believe you have to find one.
Some of y'all have a habit of dreaming within your bank account. Some of your thoughts and visions are so big and so outlandish and so powerful and amazing, you'll end up talking yourself out of that dream from saying, I can't afford that. I came here to remind you that when people laugh at your visions and ideas, it's only because they don't have their own visions and ideas around what they're supposed to do with their life or their careers. People that don't have any dreams for themselves, they tend to be dream killers.
It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard That's what makes it great.
I'd like to let you in on a very important secret I learned when I was about your age, boy. You see, power, real power, doesn't come to those who were born strongest, or fastest, or smartest. No, it comes to those who will do anything to achieve it.
Caring only makes you
weak. They think you care, they'll walk all over you.
This is a mindset. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But there's a out there who wants what you have, who wants the position you are, who wants the job you have, who wants the wife that you have, or the husband. There's someone out there hungry and wants everything you have. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But if it is, it's gonna be your ass.
There comes a day where push comes to shove, where being mediocre, being like average and burns and sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day, and you get off your ass and you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out, but you've never wanted to unwrap it because there's too much pain and commitment.
That was impressive. Well, Steven, I didn't beat him to impress you. I beat him because that's what I do. I don't follow orders, I don't bend a knee, I win.
The world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards outcomes. So don't say you want it, show you're willing to bleed for it. Because when it's hard and you keep showing up, that's when your mind starts to believe you again. Go to the dark room. One with no noise, no dopamine, no distraction. Just you and the mirror. Ask it the hardest question of all. Am I living up to my potential? If the answer is no, and go ghost, disappear, vanquish every excuse, and go build something they can't take away. Because it's not your fear of failure that's holding you back. It's your fear of change. And yes, life will get harder before it gets better. But it will get better.
People that don't have their own visions, they become vision killers. They want nothing more than to talk you out of your own visions. They don't have dreams for themselves. They don't have any hopes. But I want to remind you to continue to dream and dream big.
The elevator don't go to the top, man. Not in the world of success. You gotta take the stairs. Y'all gotta start getting gritty, man.
If you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you.
Some people it's attractive and they go, I want to do that too. Like you seem pretty happy despite all the stress you're under. Like, how are you doing that? And I'll tell people that because I create my own bull and my own way harder than whatever I'm facing in the world.
So at any time, if you feel happy or unhappy, miserable, joyful, ecstatic, in a state of agony, doesn't matter what happens, what is your experience, pleasantness or unpleasantness, just to know that it's happening from within, and it can only happen from within. You can either take external stimuli or you can create your own stimuli, but essentially it happens from within. This one thing, if it is not grasped, when you feel miserable, if you think it's this one, you're gone.
Hunger doesn't post about it. Hunger shuts up and does the reps. Hunger sacrifices the cinema, the sugar, the sleep. Because hunger knows. You can be smarter, richer, better connected, but no one outworks me. What if I told you everything you want is 12 months away? Would you give up a year of comfort to earn a lifetime of power? Most won't. They'd rather suffer for 10 years than grind for one. Not you. You're done suffering. You're done surviving. Now you attack. This isn't about self-help. It's about self-destruction. Destroying the weak, distracted, scared version of you and rebuilding the beast who was always inside. Disappear for 6 months. Bleed in silence. And reappear with scars, trophies, and receipts.
And when they ask where you've been, just smile and say, I was busy becoming the person you couldn't ignore.
The world doesn't need another perfect person. The world needs you. And you're trying your best. You're doing what you can. And, you know, I think it's really important that you cut yourself a break and that you stop thinking that you have to be perfect.
People are not going to be around you to motivate you. They're not going to be around you to push you, to celebrate you, to applaud you. You got to do it on your own. That's what I'm doing right now.
I will not be outworked. Right. Period.
Yeah.
You know, you might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. You might be all of those things. You got it on me in 9 categories. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's 2 things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die. It's really that simple.
Eagles fly alone. I have no friends. Friends are problems. Friends are challenges. If you aren't into yourself, and that means something else now than what I mean. If you're not into yourself enough that you can't spend the weekend by yourself, then something's wrong with you. Vis-a-vis self-esteem, being a high-performance person, and accomplishing high-performance acts, something's wrong with you.
Every morning I lose. I lose sweat. I lose time. I lose peace. I lose sweat. I lose time. I lose sight. I lose sweat. I lose time.
This is not going to work. This one basic fundamental thing is something that almost 90% of the humanity is always doing it wrong. Whenever they feel miserable, they think it must be this one or that one or that one or that one. No, all human experience is generated from within.
Don't let pride or ego hold you back. You know better, so do better. Stop blaming others when things don't go your way. Your attitude determines your altitude. You could be on another level if you just commit. Imagine a documentary crew filming your success story right now. What would you do? You'd stop overthinking, stop debating, and start doing. The weights won't lift themselves. The book won't write itself. Your dream won't chase itself. Take that first step now. Risk failure, risk ridicule, because the greatest risk is doing nothing. Only those who dare to risk are truly free. And when the devil comes at you, know it's because you're doing something right. Keep grinding, keep pushing, and watch your competition fall off. Give it a year. You'll be laughing.
My name is Kobe Bryant. I'm 17 years old. I wasn't invited to parties or family gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
So many of us are operating on patterns where we're trying to get needs met through other people that we have to focus inward first. We have to be able to fulfill ourselves, meet our own needs authentically before I can then authentically present them to another person.
We believe it's the other way around. No, we put in our minds what we should do. We have to reprogram it and tell us, no, we're good. We're good, this sucks, but it's okay.
He said, you know the difference between champions and everyone else? And I was like, what? He said, everyone always looks at them and says, what do champions have that I don't have? And he said, they have it backwards. He said, it's what do champions not have that I have? It's what do they lack? And it's an off button. They just don't stop.
But when you put that practice in every day, you lace them up. And I don't mean run. It's just a metaphor for life. When you lace them motherfuckers up every day, pretty soon you win. Pretty soon you'll fucking win. If you have the courage and the heart and the dedication and the mindset about everybody can go fuck themselves, the hack is gonna fucking suck. And that's what I realized. Life, That's why I wanted to come on here today. I didn't want to come on here and talk about no fucking passion and purpose and how to get the fuck out of bed and how to hit a fucking alarm clock and all this catchphrase bullshit. Because that wasn't how I lived. That wasn't how I lived. I woke up like every human being does and goes, fuck, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit today. How the hell is this gonna work out for me? And you fight that. You don't override it. There's no override button. It's the conversation in your fucking, like, in your head. So how do you do that? We don't have enough of these conversations about the real conversation that every human being is having. And they have no idea how to get out of it, but they do. It's that shit right there, man. You gotta build your will. Most people are missing something because they don't know who they are. They never examine themselves. They've never done this experiment on themselves. The lab rat, we're all lab rats, but you're also the scientist. The mind's like, I want to be in charge of you. I don't want you to be in charge of me. So it tells you, let's just stop right here. But once you start breaking through that barrier and start breaking down that governor that you've put in your mind, because we forget we are in control of our mind.
There are going to be days where you feel so underwater, and that's okay. You'll get through it. You'll figure it out. And you've got to understand that it's not about being perfect. It's about just being you.
And so in dealing with the gold medalist, he's like, they just never stop. They just can't stop. Everything in their life is geared towards one goal. And so finding that thing, and they approach everything in their life that way. And I think that that level of obsession around like everything that you touch on a daily basis is required for really getting to where you want to go.
Should have stopped this fight with your father. I'm stopping this one now.
Don't, okay, let me finish. I gotta prove it.
Prove what?
I'm not a mistake.
Yo, listen up. You've got one shot at this life. One shot to control your destiny and build a life you're proud of. Spending years grinding for a life you truly want is 1,000,000 times better than settling for a quick fix that leaves you disappointed forever. Playing it safe might feel okay now, but when you're on your last breath, the regret of flowing away your potential will haunt you. I'm not here to let that happen to you. You were placed on this earth for a reason. Not to be average, but to excel, to shine, to become a beast. So, promise me this. No matter how long it takes, no matter how much it hurts, keep going. You've got greatness in you, and this grind is what's gonna carve it out.
There's gonna be things that come along that flatten you so hard you won't believe it. And you're not happy then. And so if life is to be happy, well, in those situations, what are you doing? Why even live? But life isn't to be happy. If you're happy, you're bloody fortunate, and you should enjoy it. You should, because it's the grace of God, so to speak. With regards to meaning, you'll have a choice. Choice number one, nothing you do means anything. The alternative is, everything you do matters. Really, if you make a mistake, it's a real mistake. If you betray someone, you tilt the world a little more sharply towards evil rather than good. It matters what you do. Well, if you buy that, then you can have a meaningful life.
Yeah. You know, if I see something, I see an opportunity, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're all going to die one day.
Yeah, it's true.
So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. Go for it.
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
Our lives is about feeling good, not about just who we are, about just feeling good about everything that's supposed to feel right.
Mindset I'm defining as what's possible in your life, right? Think about the area that you're not making progress in, and mindset is the set of assumptions and attitudes we have around something, around how the world works, especially what we believe is possible, what we believe we're capable of, what we believe we deserve.
If you're suffering, you are obligated, in a sense, to hold on to whatever rope someone throws you.
Cocaine is temporary. It might last a minute, an hour, a day, or even a year, but it will fade. Quitting, that lasts forever. Every failure is just a lesson to pick yourself up and keep going. My mom once told me, get a job. I said, I already have one. I'm working on my dream, even if I'm not paid yet. Why give energy to your nightmares when you can pour it into your dreams? Yes, it'll be hard. You'll be tired. You'll doubt yourself. But those hard days are what turn your vision into reality. So, decide. Are you down for the ride? Stop complaining. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. That moment doesn't exist. You create it. Every hour you waste could be spent hustling, reading, medicating, or getting your life together. The thought of being in the same place 4 years from now should light a fire under you. Live like tomorrow doesn't exist. Don't fear failure. Fear not trying. You're not happy settling for a forgettable life, enslaved to short-term impulses. You know you're capable of more, so do something about it today. Get off the dopamine drip of video games, Netflix, and junk food. Do to become someone you're proud of.
There's a difference between knowing something and walking it in your heart and your body. And so what keeps us from mastery sometime is this idea that, oh, I know this already. You know, go get to the other stuff that you're really holding back. But it's the fundamentals that the masters get really good at.
Greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. So, just a mentality, really.
In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now...
Luck is a part of all of our lives to a certain degree, both good fortune and bad. But by definition, you don't have control over luck. And your habits also matter. And I think that the reason they're so worthwhile to focus on and understand is that they are the portion of your life that you can influence that also determines your outcomes. It's not just luck, it's not just habits, but one of those you have control over.
I want people not to be afraid to be themselves, no matter what circumstances they're in. Your situation doesn't define who you are. You define who you are.
Don't just think you are. Know you are. This is the fundamental truth. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Ask for what you want and be prepared to receive it. The laws of success. You become what you think about most. You attract what you feel. You create what you imagine. Visualization is the key. If you can see it in your mind, it must happen. That's a universal law.
And if you ask yourself, how come I can never do this, or how come I can never be this person, or how come I can't earn this money, your brain's gonna find evidence to support that. If you knew how truly powerful your mind was, you wouldn't say or think something you didn't want to be true.
Because we see things so often in front of us the way that it should be done, and it imposes a kind of barrier through what people know and see, familiarity. But maybe you can change something within you that can be just outside a new set of axioms, some new skill set that will take you further.
Your outcomes in life are often a lagging measure of your habits. A lot of the time people talk about, I want to have more money, or I want to lose weight, or I want some kind of result. But the truth is, your bank account is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning and reading habits. And so it's actually, we think the thing that needs to change is the bank account or the test score or the number on the scale, but actually the thing that needs to change are the habits that precede those outcomes.
Your mental attitude is a magnet. It attracts the circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with your thoughts. Create dream boards. Put that new car on your mirror, your goal weight on the fridge. See it in your mind, feel it in your heart, and it will come to you. Success isn't about what you're getting, it's about what you're becoming. True happiness lies not in what you have, but in who you are. The universe responds to your thoughts and words. Every thought you think, every word you speak, shapes your experiences. Believe in your vision, and the universe will send it back to you. Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions." Your imagination isn't fantasy, it's real. If you can think it, it's possible. God placed that vision in your mind as a preview of what's to come.
Mindset is the area of possibility. The mindset really is the what and the who you are. They say the two most powerful words in the English language are the shortest, I am. Because whatever you put after that is your life, is your destiny.
It ain't gonna never happen.
I woke up. Everybody else is because I woke up. That's how I look at it. You all had a chance until I woke up. Today's mine. That's just what it is.
There's a payoff for bad eventually. There's a payoff. It can't be bad but for so long. If you got the strength and the understanding to realize that, it will change. It will change. It's impossible.
Imagine that you're in a movie, and imagine the movie begins now, and you're the hero of the movie. What would that guy do? What would that guy do right now? Yeah. Because you are.
Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life.
If you sit in failure for too long, you will never come out of it. So the first part of my success was learning how to fail properly. You have no fucking idea how great you really are, because you are using such minimal of what you have. It became a way of living. So how I do every day is how I do every day. It's a discipline, it's a regimen, it was a choice I made. And the choice I made was, what are you willing to sacrifice and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being? And I was willing to give everything to do that.
It means responsibility. It means that the decisions you make are important. It means that when you do something wrong, it's wrong. Well, you want that.
The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
It's like, yo, sometimes you have to realize, like, yo, this is it. It's happening now, you know? And this moment decides the longevity of this whole thing. So, you know, some mornings you gotta wake up and be like, yo, this is my thing, not anyone else's. No one can talk to me.
If everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as, I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action, it makes you a much more dangerous person.
Champions do daily what everybody do occasionally. Everybody else does. You just do it daily. You're not.
Yeah, we do.
You're not extraordinary. You just do.
Is the first thing that keeps us from doing something is the mindset we don't deserve it, or it's not possible, right? The second force that keeps us stuck, which is your motivation. And motivation for me is not something where you get really excited. I believe there's a formula for sustainable motivation. And it's these three things. This is the formula to be motivated. It's reasons times energy times small, simple steps.
Act as if. Feel as now. You can't create from lack. You must create from the feeling of having it. That's the shift. Most people want it, but feel separate from it. The greats, they become it in their minds first, and the world follows. Success is a vibration, a frequency, a state of mind. Feel it now. Live in it now. Speak as if, think as if, move as if. Because when you commit, fully, emotionally, relentlessly, the universe rearranges for you. You'll attract opportunities. You'll meet the right people. Doors will open, but only when you become the person who can walk through them. Well, waiting. What is the second best? I believe that you become the person who can walk through them, but past in the world, one be.
But usually when you get what you thought you wanted, 5 years a day. So if there's anything, just find joy in what you do for the sake of it. And then recognize how you're being shaped in the process, and hopefully you become a better man through it.
Happiness is a side effect. It's not a thing in itself. It's something that comes upon you. It's like an act of grace in some sense. You cannot will yourself to be happy. The most effective means of pursuing the good life, which is not the same as pursuing happiness, is to adopt something like a stance of maximum responsibility.
You have to have the truth to have a starting point.
If you want to know what makes people happy, write down progress equals happiness. Think about it. You can achieve everything in the world and still go, is this all there is? You can achieve something and be excited, but for how long? The only way you stay happy and excited is to keep growing.
It's like life is hard. It's a crucifixion. That's right. And so it's no wonder they think that. It's like, okay, fine. First of all, we're going to take it seriously. Yeah, you're suffering and adrift, and you have your reasons.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest teachers throughout history have unanimously agreed on one powerful truth. We become what we think about most of the time. Your thoughts shape your reality. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. This is the law of attraction, a universal principle that dictates your life. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become. It's not about the $1 million, it's about the character, discipline, and relationships you build to get there. Honesty, hard work, and clear priorities. These are the qualities that set you apart. There's no nobility in poverty. I've been rich, I've been poor, and I choose rich every time. Why? Because when I face my problems as a rich man, I do it with confidence. Dressed in a $2,000 suit, arriving in a limo. So, set a goal to become a millionaire. Not for the money, but for what it makes of you.
Every action you take is kind of like a vote for the type of person you want to become. You can master the right actions, if you can master the right habits, then you can start to cast votes for this new identity, this desired person that you want to be. It's kind of like true behavior change is really identity change, because once you've changed that internal story, it's way easier to show up each day.
But if I tell myself I'm strong, I have courage, I'm smart, and all these are lies, you continuously push that starting point backwards. So that starting point is the truth.
Progress is everything. If you're making progress on your body, progress in your mind, progress in your emotion, you're going to feel happy. When you get there, you feel excited, but again, for how long? A year? No. Because we're not made to just sit and, be successful. We're made to grow. We're made to, and as we grow, we have something to give.
Despite that, there's more to you than you think. And you know that too.
Once you come face to face with who you are, you have a starting point. All right, I'm not real smart. I have no courage. I have no self-esteem. I have no nothing. Nothing. That's my starting point. Now we can move from there.
The pain you can't escape. You think it hurts now? Try regret. Try waking up at 50, realizing you traded your dreams for convenience. Try looking your kids in the eyes and saying, I could have been more. That voice whispering you can't? That's not reality. That's fear. Fear of your own power. Fear that you might actually win. But here's the secret. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of how great you could be. The antidote. Discipline. Not motivation. Not luck. Not good vibes. Discipline is the currency of legends. You don't feel like grinding? Do it anyway. You're tired? Rest when you're dead. The world says quit, laugh, and push harder.
We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us strong. We were never satisfied, never finished. Rest at the end, not in the middle. And I took that to heart.
You envisioned something, you got clear about it, and then you started thinking about all the reasons why you wanted it.
Your being is limited and flawed and fragile, this immense potential, but constrained in this tiny little living space. But the fact that you have limitations means that the plot of your life is the overcoming of those limitations, and that if you didn't have limitations, well, there wouldn't be a plot, and maybe there would be no life. And so that's part of the reason why perhaps you have to accept the fact that you're flawed and insufficient, and live with it and consider it a precondition for being.
The suck doesn't care. Late nights, early mornings, no one claps for you, no one owes you anything. So, keep going. The storm doesn't need your permission. Armor your mind. Repetition of suffering, that's the shield. No 0 days. Miss once, mistake, miss twice, habit. Never miss twice. The what if that changes everything. What if you don't quit? What if you limp the last mile and finish? What if you become someone they said was impossible? That what if is the spark. That's your fire. Emotional maturity means this. I don't care how I feel. I care what must be done.
Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. Once you put away your phones and your computers, your brain is the only thing you have when you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're going through death, real life shit. You're alone, but there's 24 hours in a day where you're alone in this brain, and your brain is talking to you in all kinds of ways, and it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there.
I don't know what the limits are. It's like if you were the best person you could be. No, truly, if you decided to live by truth and to aim at the good, and you really did that, you put your whole heart and soul into it. Like that's what you were staking your life on, because you're staking your life on something. Who the hell could you be?
Great ideas are never going to interrupt you. They have to be pursued. And if you don't pursue them, you're going to get what everybody else has, which is all this fear, all this uncertainty, all this stuff that won't work, because everybody's focused on what won't work, what can't happen. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid to fail. They're afraid to try and feel like they're not enough. So you got to stand guard that mind by feeding your mind.
Fear is not your enemy. Submission to fear is. Doubt is not your weakness. Believing in doubt is. The prison isn't the world around you. It's the mind that accepts chains. Free yourself. Mood is a lie. Duty is eternal. You think lions check the weather before they hunt. You think storms ask permission before they rage. There is no right time. There is only now. Your knees ache, your hands shake. Good. That means you're alive. Now, act like it. Anger is a spark. Discipline is the steel. Let them burn hot and fade. You stay sharp. To live, you must first die. Die to excuses. Die to weakness. Die to the person you were yesterday. The Spartans didn't cry about motivation. They sharpened their spears. The Stone Age didn't have therapy. It had survival. Modern comfort is a trap. Suffering is the whetstone of greatness. The world doesn't end when you bleed. It ends when you surrender.
Life's one big head game. You play with yourself. If you lose, it's because you allow life to get in your head.
You know perfectly well you could be far more than you are, and you don't know what the upper limit of that is. You have a certain amount of potential within your grasp. You may find what you have contemptible because you're not in a position of power. This modicum of possibility that's been granted to you is beneath you. And so you do nothing with it. And so you get nothing from it. You take that seriously. You do the small things you can, the humble things that you can to put yourself together, tiny, embarrassing ways that are real. And if you do that enough, you'll fortify yourself.
You're not a manager of your life. You're a creator of your life. How do you create your life? You get hungry for something, don't you?
You cannot get to the mountaintop without taking a few missteps. You know, ask yourself, what's the opportunity from the failure, and get in the game, because when you get to the last hour of your last day, it will not be the failures you regret, it'll be all the risks you didn't take.
When you push beyond what's comfortable, it develops this determination inside you, this sense of will.
How to armor your mind. Repetition of suffering. Do the thing you dread daily until it becomes your identity. No 0 days. Miss once, a mistake. Miss twice, a new habit. Never miss twice. Self-talk that's real, not fake hype. Remind yourself, I've done hard things before. I'll do this too. Immature. I'm tired. It's raining. The world's unfair. Mature. I don't care. The mission doesn't stop. Your emotions dictate your motion. Control them, or they control you. Every morning, you choose. Stay in bed and rot and regret. Get up and build your empire. Complaining about no breaks? You are the break. You're the walk. And every day, life tries to erode you. Will you let it? Or will you stand unshaken, hardened by discipline, sharpened by struggle, and ready to claim what's yours? No more talk, just do.
You can decide that you're going to stand up to life. You can decide that I'm going to live each day as if it were my last. You have the power to make that decision.
You decided there's something you wanted so bad that you unleashed all your desire. You became obsessed
For
with
most people, the easiest thing in the world to do is to give up and to quit. The easiest thing in the world to do is to complain. Don't take no effort. The easiest thing in the world to do is to be negative. It takes work to have a perspective that see things on the right side of the coin. You gotta fight for that. It takes work to show up every single day, and when things are not playing in our favor, to say, you know what, man, it's right not playing in my favor right now, but I'm gonna still show up, and I'm gonna give everything I got to it because I value what I'm a part of. It takes work to have the right perspective. And I'm a firm believer that perspective drives performance every day of the week.
That ain't got nothing to do with talent.
A battle against
That's just got everything to do with effort.
A battle against
Nothing
the part
else.
of you that wants
And the
to
only
quit.
thing that's kept me
You are
around
in
is my
mental combat
effort.
every damn
Because
day.
I wasn't the number one
And the
recruit.
weapon,
I wasn't the
your
number one
decision.
linebacker. I wasn't even in the
Every
media
time
guy.
you say,
All I
I'll
ever
do it
knew
tomorrow,
was
you lose
effort
ground.
will get me
Every
seen
time you quit
on
early,
tape.
scroll
Effort
endlessly,
will
skip
get
the
me
reps,
noticed
you
to
surrender.
get to the league. Effort would one day take care of my mom and my kids. Effort, which is between you and you. Nobody else can give you effort. Effort is what's inside, man.
You're not going to be the best. You're not going to catch the best if you're not intentional and deliberate. And there are those of you in your space, and whatever you're trying to do, you don't even represent the best in your space. And you're still not giving 120. It doesn't matter if you're interested. It doesn't matter if you're somewhat committed. It only matters if you're fully committed. Where are you in that spectrum? Where would you place yourself? Am I interested in this? Committed to this? Or am I fully committed to this? You can feel when somebody's not committed, when they're not all in, when they're not dedicated. And there's another level you get to when you go all in. When you do videos every single Monday and ain't nobody paying you. When you come to an engagement and you speak as if you're making the most you've ever made when you're not. When you get up at 6, when you don't have to. Effort is isolated. The reason why effort is isolated is because nobody can dictate. Effort is 100% in the mind. No coach, no player, nobody else can make you run to the ball. Nobody else can make you finish a tackle. Nobody else can do it. When you finally figure it out how to win real battles, it's found through fundamentals. That's what wins championships. That's what wins battles. Blocking, tackling, until they get tired. Because you don't know what tired feels like.
Are you going to college?
Tired
Are you trying to graduate
don't mean nothing. Tired is only in the mind. You tell yourself you're tired, you're going to be tired. I don't get tired.
Nobody ain't got to convince me of what I do. I do what I do because I do what I do. Because I'm built from something.
Because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you're okay with being mediocre. It's the voice you listen to.
Starting with a little dream, like building your business and saying, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to talk to people and I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to be extraordinary. Because the days slip into weeks, the weeks slip into months, the months slip into years. Before you know it, 1 year has gone by, 5 years have gone by. Well, 1 year's going to go by anyway.
It doesn't need
Why
to kill
not
your
get
body.
there
It just
world
needs to
class
convince
in
your
this
mind to
business,
surrender.
world
And
class
most
in your
of you,
life?
You've already surrendered. You're not exhausted.
Champions
You're
are focused
defeated
on the goal.
mentally. You talk
They don't have
yourself out
time
of
to be
greatness
doing
before
stuff
you even
that's not going to
try.
help them toward the
You
goal.
rehearse
So all
failure in
of
your
this
head so
social
much,
media,
you memorize
cut
the
it
taste
off.
of regret.
Cut it off. Get off of it. Stop Netflix. Who you watching? Watch you. Cut the TV off. It's going to be there. You got a job to do. That's what you're getting paid for. Have some pride. Cut off the TV, son. Cut that doggone football game off. It ain't doing enough for you. They making millions. You not. More stuff comes to you when you execute, son. Do what you're supposed to do. You ain't no boy no more.
The only thing you do for success, there's no discounts. It's sweat,
And I'm
blood,
sure many
it's
people
tears.
understand that
There is no discount.
dreams are tough
You can't get
because
50%
without
off.
a
It's
time
sweat,
frame, a
it's
timeline,
blood, it's
they may
tears.
just
There are no
say
shortcuts
dreams.
to success.
When you assign a
Stop
time
thinking
frame
it
and a
out
plan
and
of
stop
action
wanting
to
people to
it,
put
it
you
can become
somewhere
a goal,
that you
and then
didn't
it can become
earn.
attainable.
You
And I
can't
think
be
that's
in
what you
love
have
with
to
the
do
idea
is, and
of
it
success.
makes
You
it very
can't
present.
be in love
You have
with
your work cut
the
out for you.
results
You know
and
what you
not
need
be
to
in
do,
love with the
and now
work.
it's just
You
about
have to
doing it.
love the process. You have to love the
Let's
daily
come out of
grind.
this
You have to
leaning
love
into
the
humility
lessons
and
learned. You
gratitude,
have to
and
love
that
the
will
little
be springboard
victories.
to
You have to
everything
love the experiences that the journey provides you. You have to love the
Grateful for the time you're
relationships.
spending with family
You
now,
have to
grateful for
love
the
the
innovation
whole
time, thinking
thing
time.
to produce the result
Gratitude
that
and
you
humility.
are in love with. You gotta do a lot of shit that nobody ever fucking sees or thanks you for or rewards you for a long fucking time. And it's not just a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday effort. It's
Every
a
experience
lifestyle.
that comes
It's a
your way
24-hour,
is a
7-day-a-week
tool.
commitment.
When I tell you to put forth effort, I'm talking about life and death. The effort that you put forth is going to bring life to your finances, to your health. When you put forth effort, your money is going to look different when you put forth effort. You look different. And when you don't put forth that effort, it's
Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. This isn't about positive thinking.
You'll develop
This is
a
about
strong
tactical
sense of
domination of your
happiness.
mental
You'll get a
battlefield.
larger vision
Every
of
doubt
yourself.
you entertain
I want
is a
you to feel
surrender.
your center
Every
right now, your
excuse you
strength.
accept is a
I want you
retreat.
to
And I
inside
don't care
yourself,
how
promise
tired you
yourself
are.
you're never going to
Tired is
settle.
just your
Never
brain's
settle
first
for
line of
less than you
defense
can be,
against your
do,
greatness.
give,
You
or
want
create.
freedom, then
Hold a
earn
new
it
standard
inside
that you're
your
going
own
to
head.
constantly
Because the
strengthen
real
your
war
state, your
isn't
focus,
out
your
there.
physiology.
It's in here,
All you got to decide
between your
is
ears,
surround yourself with
where
the right
fear
people.
builds tracks,
All you got to decide is
where
what
doubt
you're committed
digs
to,
grave,
what's a must for
where
you.
weakness whispers.
Shift the
Let's
belief,
take it easy
find
today.
what works. When it gets tough,
If you
get
want to be
stronger
great,
and give more. And
the
if you do that
burning
each day with enough
sensation is
energy,
you
I'm telling you,
having
the stuff
to
you once
accept that
dreamed
you
about
picked something up,
will be a
not
reality.
as far along in the journey as you want to be,
Several people live to be 100 years old.
and what you
They
have to
great
learn how to
lives.
do. If you
But
want to be
somewhere in
great,
their life,
you
they had
have to
a
learn to
decision to
let
make.
it burn. And even
They
though
go
your
left or right
impulse is
on
going to
this
be to
path.
turn away from
Left
that,
was
to
the
not
easy
look at
route.
it, to soothe it
Right
by
was the
saying
hard
it's
route.
them, it's their
A lot
fault,
of
they
people take
picked it up,
the
I
easy route.
grew up in the wrong
But the better
place,
life
like
was going
whatever
to the right
excuse
side.
you
Because
use
many of us are
to
cuffed to convenience.
try to
Comfort
let yourself
and
off the hook for not being
convenience
where you
is
want to
killing
be,
your calling.
instead of saying,
Your
actually,
plan
the
will
power
not be
is the
convenient.
ability to let
If
it
you want
burn.
to be ordinary, you ain't even
Baby
got to
steps.
listen to me. If
Baby
you think
steps.
ordinary's
Become
cool,
intentional about
just
what it
go
is
about
that
your
you're going to do.
business. But if you are
Nobody in
sitting
your
in this
family
room
has done that.
and you
Nobody
have
in your community, your
extraordinary
city, your country
aspirations,
has done that.
then you're going to have to
But
do
if that's what's
extra.
been put
You
here for
put
you,
extra on top of
take it in
ordinary
baby steps.
and you come up
Begin
with
to see how that you're
extraordinary.
going to move
It's
forward.
no other
It's
way.
exactly what I did
All
once
of
I
you
came
have
and understood my
extraordinary
purpose and I understood
capabilities.
what it is
All
that
of you.
I was
You
supposed
have
to
to
be doing.
decide
I
if you
sat
are
down
willing
and
to
created
do
a
the
plan as to
things
how I was
to
going
put you in
go
that
about deploying
category.
that. And I think that's what you really
struggle.
have to do.
The bigger
And
the
take it in baby
struggle,
steps.
the
Don't try
bigger
to
the
do the whole
peace.
thing at
The
once.
bigger the
Sit
suffering,
it down,
the more peace.
look at
If
it.
dreams were
break
easy,
it
everybody
down,
would make them
rebuild
happen.
it,
The
put it back
problem
together,
is that
and then
most
assign
people,
time
they
frames to
can't get
everything
up
that
in
you
the
wanna
morning. They ain't got no
accomplish, and break it
energy.
down in phases.
Most people that I'm with, they don't got the energy to keep up with me. I'm like, boo, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just ain't got the stamina. You just ain't got the energy. You can't smart everything. You can't outthink everything. Some stuff is just, you gotta be powerful. You just too slow. It just take you too long. You wake up, take you 3 weeks to do what it can take 24 hours to do. It don't make you a bad person, but you're gonna forever be average. Because to be great, you got to keep up. I'm shocked more people are on beast mode. There are people who living from check to check and they comfortable. It's the weirdest thing.
Is it possible? That's probably the best time to do it.
Still entertained.
When
you ain't got no money and you
situations
complaining about,
are pressing
but then
in
you
upon
watching all the
us,
TV programs.
the only way we can overcome them is to go within.
And say, why are you
actually begin to ask very empowering questions.
You need to put yourself
with the awareness that this universal presence and its law
no more snacks, no
will
more
answer any
desserts.
question that you ask.
Out now.
So if you're in a situation that is pressing on you,
why aren't you getting A's in math? You can.
What's trying to emerge in my life? What is my gift to share?
You got to look at that man or that woman in the mirror. Hey, get serious.
Not just
You've been
how can I pay my rent, not just how can I stop the pain. You're asking power questions.
Get serious.
The universe will answer these questions
You don't have the luxury
in a language and in a way that you can understand.
procrastinating.